All right, so we're going to move on to the next thing. And the next thing is going to deal with, we'll just do it right here, is going to be mapping. So there's going to be several ways to map. I'm going to call this mapping. Okay, we're going to map our relations. This is a way that you commonly see it done. I call it a T-table. It's just one way to map it. Another way to map it, and this is a very common way to map it. I do have it. I just put it over here. Another way to map it is to just put it on a graph. So I could map the same thing. It's a little small, but I bet you'll get the gist of it just if I do this. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's another way to look at it. Okay, the last way and the main way we're going to actually use today is not this because this takes long. We're going to do it like this. Okay, and I'm going to show you, we're going to do a little bit more with mapping in a second. This is your X, this is your Y, this is your input, this is your output. Okay. Moving on from here, we are going to go into function. And there's your definition of function. Every input has only one output. Okay, I like to look like a function like a machine. In this case, the machine is a toaster. A toaster is a machine. So a function is a mathematical machine. So anytime you do anything on a computer, you have functions working where you type something in and it tells you something else. Just like a calculator is a function. And actually, when you talk about the various functions of a calculator, you're talking about the different machines. So if I type in 1 plus 1 and hit enter, I'm going to get an output. How many outputs am I going to get? Just going to get one output. Okay, this is a functional machine. This is a machine that does functions. Okay, in this case, a toaster. And I will try to keep it fun if we can. If I put in a piece of toast, what happens? You don't put toast in a toaster. Put a piece of bread in, and then I get toast, right? In this case, it looks like I burnt the toast. It would be a legitimate output of putting in bread in, right? Burnt toast. But I can't get good toast and burnt toast, right? If I put one piece of bread in, I only can get one piece out. It's either burnt or it's not. Okay, I can put other things in this. And let's see if you can identify what I am drawing. Play a little Pictionary here. A crayon. Can you put a crayon in a toaster?
Yes.
What's the output?
Melted crayon in a toaster.
It's just like a pool of wax. Okay. All right. So this is fun. What if I wanted to do this? Let's see if you can guess what this is.
Cheese cake. It's a gas can.
That's laundry detergent.
What? I mean, you can put gas in the toaster, can't you? What's the output?
Fire. An insurance claim.
Okay. So, yeah, you can do it. It's not a good idea, but the toaster will do its job. It will set it on fire. Okay? All right, probably not the best idea to put a crayon or a gas can in a toaster. Probably bread's okay. Okay. Let's see. What do we think this is? It could be either, but usually you toast a bagel. You don't toast a donut. Usually you fry a donut. So I put a donut in, and now you got me putting donuts in toasters.
You get another donut.
Wow.
Get two of them.
So I get a burnt donut, and then I also get, let's see if you can identify this shape.
Box. Square. A house. A house.
A house on fire.
Syrup.
Ketchup.
Ketchup. See, you're good at this game. So what if I put a bagel in and I got a burnt bagel and ketchup? Is that possible?
Then it's gonna be cute.
You gotta ketchup first.
It's gonna be throw up.
So this is not a function. Okay? And it's not fun either because no one puts ketchup on a bagel. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's back it down a little bit because I want to make this into something fun, and then let's back it down to something that is math. If I put a 4 in, can I get a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, this is no longer obviously a toaster. This is now just a regular function. What do you think that function is for me to put a 4 in and get a 5? So I do x plus 1 equals y, right? Okay, so that is a function. What if I put in a 17 and I got is a 10 and a 7?
No.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's not a function because you could get 10 plus 7, right? But that's not a function. You can't get two different things. Okay? If you get two different things, it can cause problems when you want just one thing. In a computer program, if you push a button, you want it to do what it's supposed to do, right? You don't want to randomize between two different things. You don't want to do two things at once. You want it to do what it's designed to do. If it does two different things, it can cause a glitch, or it can cause where it just freezes. That's very common. It can cause a situation where it doesn't do anything, but it's going back and forth between the two answers and heating up your system and causing a fire. Although most computers and video game systems, before it gets to this level, just break and melt, like our crayon. Yeah. Although a little bit more expensive than a crayon. Okay? So that's what a function is. Okay? So we're going to kind of move to help you with your worksheet that you're about to get. Because we're going to get a worksheet because that's how it works. That's how we practice these things. And so I'm going to show you some things. Okay, so we need to determine whether this is a function or not. I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay, so I have this, and the way I'm going to make you do it today is I'm going to make you do it with the two circles. Your input, your output, your domain, your range. So you can put this as D and R. So go ahead and write all of your domain right here. Put all of your range right here. If a number appears twice, you don't have to put it. And usually you put it in numeric order if you can, just so it makes sense. Okay, there's that. That's my domain. That's all my x's, right? Let me put in this, the range. 4, 6. Do I need to put 4 in again? Already did that. 9. Okay. Now I'm going to use my little magic pen here. You put in a 3, you get a. You put in a 5, you get a. You put in a 7, you get a. You put in an 8, you get a. Okay, let's see if this is a function. Is it a function? Is it okay that two things equaled 4? Yeah, I put one thing in, I got one thing out. This is a scenario where there's a lot of ways to create a fire with a toaster. There's a lot of things you can put in, but what's important is you put one thing in and you get one thing out. One thing in, one thing out, one thing out. Okay, let's look at this next one, and I'm going to do it a little different. Okay, I'll put it so you can see it. Let's put those in our little circle model here. Those aren't very good. That's why I had the one there. I drew the ovals with the computer. I just lost it for a second. Okay, looks like I can do 1, 2, 5, 7. Do I put 2 in again? So this one looks like I go 3, 4, 6, 4, 4. I don't need to put, I got 3 4s, but I only need to put it once, right? Let's see if it's a function. 1, 3. So far, so good. 2, 4. Okay. So far, we're still winning. 5, 6. Okay, I've quit now. It's a function, right? We don't need to do the rest, right? 7, 4. Is it still a function?
Yes.
2, 4. Is it still a function?
Yes.
I just wrote the same point twice, didn't I?
Yeah.
I just tried to trick you. I don't need the 2 points. It's the same point. Let's pretend that we had 2, 6. Is it a function now?
Yes.
It is. 2 equals 4 and 2 equals 6. I'm allowed to have that. No, not allowed to have that. So be aware. Okay, there's going to be some of those on your worksheet. They're not too hard. All right, the last thing that we're going to do with functions is we're going to do this. A couple of these problems I'm just going to work with you on them. Okay, well, last thing we're going to do with functions anyways is going to be this. Let's see what I need. I need, I need graph paper. I'm going to graph some things, stuff and things. Okay, this is called the vertical line test. If it's already graphed for you, there's no sense in doing a bunch of work. So we're going to do the vertical line test. So basically, step 1, draw a line. What kind of line do we think we're drawing? A vertical line. Okay, step 2. If it intersects one point, that's terrible. 1 point. Function. If it intersects 2 or more, not a function. Okay? So I'm going to draw a little thing right here, and then we're going to test the vertical line test here. Okay? Let's see if it passes. All right, let's see. Here's my vertical line. How many points does that intersect?
1.
So I'm going to quit, and it's a function, right?
No.
Okay, my goal is to actually find that it's not a function. So I can just keep it going, vertical line. And how many times does it touch now?
2.
Or 3, right?
Or 3, yeah.
Does it matter?
No.
Once it hits this point right here, not a function. Okay, can I make this hard? Not really. It's just a vertical line. So we're going to do that. All right, here's the hard parts. 2 of the problems I'm probably going to need to work with you, and that's fine. I'm just going to work several of these with you. And that's just how we're going to do it, because I don't want this video to be any longer than it is. If I can shut it down. Okay, anybody see the mouse? There he is.